Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Start Peninsula's Meet the Resources. We do this every year. We like to have a little fun in terms of generally, pitchers are always pitching to judges or to resources, and then they make the determination in what capacity they're going to work with you. So we thought it would be fun if we have the resources pitch to you, the founders and early stage entrepreneurs, to talk about how they can help you. So that is the format of Meet the Resources. We'll take you through a little story arc in terms of how your business may take. We understand there's twists and there's turns along the way, but this is meant to be fun. This is being recorded. We'll get that recording out to everybody so that you can refer to it. But as a whole, when you look at all the different resources that are available to anyone that is looking to start a business, it's really clear that there's a lot of help along the way. So take advantage of the people that are here and willing to help you. So we're going to kick things off in terms of what is economic development, perhaps what is not economic development. And with that, we're going to swing it over to Maurice Leary from the city of Hampton to talk about what economic development is. Maurice.
Thank you, Tim. I appreciate the introduction. And on behalf of all of the localities here on the peninsula that choose to support the Start Peninsula effort, we're appreciative for all of your hard work and your passion, what you and Zack and the better part of the team are doing to ultimately curate that ecosystem is phenomenal. We're appreciative. So thank you for that. And good morning to everyone on the call. As Tim has stated, my name is Maurice Leary. I serve in the role of Business Development Manager for the City of Hampton Economic Development's office. And with that, I'm going to take an effort and an attempt to kind of demystify things when it comes to economic development and kind of unpack it a little bit, and then ultimately transition into what's in it for you as founders, how we can come alongside and help you all out. In addition to that, kind of walk you through what prescriptions we would prescribe and what action items we would need to put into place, and then ultimately button things up by talking about incentives and grants and funding, which I'm sure is a cool topic to explore. So first things first, economic development, simply put, we're about the business of job creation. Our role is to enhance the quality of life, to boost the economy, and how we get that done is through job creation and development. Within economic development, there's very different approaches and components, or what I would consider to be called pillars. All localities kind of go about it a little bit different way. But here in the city of Hampton, our approach is through business retention and expansion, which is affectionately referred to as BRE. It is our job to get to know the businesses that we have within our base. What are their initiatives and their objectives, and what goals do they have in mind? Who are their employers? I'm sorry, who are their employees? What is the perfect employee? Is there efforts to expand? And when we have common ground or initiatives that we have here within our city's strategic plan, we lean into that to ultimately create and craft an environment for that to happen. Then another component would be attraction. So surely we want to add to the base. There are international developments that sometimes come across and come our way. And then there are other businesses and developments that are in other states throughout the contiguous United States. And in doing so, it is incumbent upon us to kind of talk about what our site readiness is, what are our assets. We have the fortunate pleasure of being a coastal community with access to the port. We are able to get to 75% or more of the contiguous United States within a 24-hour time frame. So all of those assets are very attractive to developers. So that is certainly a focal pillar that we have within our office and organization. And then entrepreneurship is huge. That's a huge pillar. It's all about bringing in new life, new ideas, new technologies, startup organizations, small business. All of the localities focus on entrepreneurship, but there may be different approaches. Here in the city of Hampton, we are just in love with the folks at the REaKTOR, which is a technology incubator that we offer support to, and we partner with them. We have creative spaces called 757 Makerspace there at Fort Monroe. It's important that we find ways to create and allow that energy that you all as founders have. It's vitally important to us to learn about that and harness that and be a part of the evolution of your organization. And then the final component would be placemaking, which is simply put an intentional and strategic approach to create attractive and vibrant and functional public spaces so that we can enhance the quality of life for the 137,000 plus people that choose to call Hampton home. And within that strategy, downtown is a huge component. The beaches at Buckrow are featured. We have Fort Monroe, which is brimming with opportunities. And of course, Phoebus with the arts and cultural component that it is, positions us to be effective in that pillar. And then, just so that we all know, some localities choose to include tourism, workforce development, community development, quality housing and/or affordable housing are also sometimes components of economic development. So that is pretty much a pretty solid definition of what economic development is. And just to keep it moving, I think what's next is to talk about what's in it for you, the founder. Why is economic development important to you, and what is our role? And simply put, we're your advocate. We're there to be a liaison between you and city and local government. And oftentimes, it can be a bit of a quagmire, and it can be a little bit of a challenge working with local government. So we're there to support you, and we're there to kind of, navigate things and help you guys get there. And our approach is obviously to have an initial meeting. In that meeting, our job is to understand who you are, get a feel for what your resume is, what is the problem that you're solving, what void are you filling, what is your secret sauce, if you will, and then we try to find out just how spicy that sauce is. And then we get into discussions and conversations in and around the capital P's. What are the numbers telling us? How familiar are you with the numbers? What sort of assistance and support is needed on your end? Throughout the course of those conversations, we'll want to learn what type of business you want to be. Is there a need to have a brick and mortar presence? Is home-based business your lane? Are we looking at e-commerce? Is hoteling or colo something of interest to you? So we'll have that conversation so that we're clear on what your initiatives are. And then we'll get into some discussion about BAIL, an acronym that we use in our space, BAIL. We want to know who your banker is. Do we have a banker? Who's the accountant? What are your insurance plans? What's your approach from a legality standpoint? All of those components are vitally important for the growth of your organization and to protect you as the founder. So we'll certainly get into that conversation, which will also include, the corporation type. What type of corporation are you choosing to be? Do we have a really good working knowledge of what those types are? What direction are we leaning? So once those conversations are had, now it's time to put together a plan. How is it that, or what is it exactly will our office do to ultimately supplement things? So first things first, I would definitely introduce you to our community development organization. That is the organization that will give you the necessary information you need when it comes to zoning, permitting. You'll want to have that conversation before you get to the place of wanting to secure space, because what you don't want to do is to secure a space and get into a lease scenario, but yet that place is not zoned for your efforts. So we do have relationships with commercial real estate, organizations. We have relationships with folks like the incubator that are colo and hoteling space, e-workplace, makerspace. All of those organizations, we can certainly broker those introductions and to get those relationships going. And then there are a litany of agencies and partners that we have that we come alongside, the SBDC, the Small Business Development Center, the SBSD, the Supplier Business and Supplier Diversity, of course, the Peninsular Chamber, Black Brand. There are bids that we have here in the city of Hampton, the Downtown Hampton Partnership, the Phoebus Partnership, Coliseum Central Business Improvement District. And of course, we partner with regional organizations when there is a need for workforce development and assistance. And of course, you will always want to approach and visit the website of all of your individual localities so that you can subscribe to newsletters so that you are always in the know as to what's happening within our world so that you can be on the cusp of that information. And then just to kind of wrap things up, funding. Each locality has different assets, and here in the city of Hampton, Homeland Security, Defense, all things technology with the assets that we have, the Langleys of the world, the NASAs of the world. So there are manufacturing and innovation grants that we deliver on. We have a NASA technology commercialization grant that is phenomenal. I manage the enterprise zone, which are historically urbanized business districts that come with state and locality funding. And then in addition to that, for arts and the cultural lane, we have specific grants that will allow you all to take advantage of those opportunities. And then, that is pretty much kind of what we have. So I'll open it up for questions. Eager to hear from you. And again, thank you so much, Tim.
Time goes fast, doesn't it, Maurice?
It
It's
does.
always hard for me because I'm like, how do I jump in there and have the hook? There is one question, if you could answer
Okay.
quickly, is speaking a bit more about the international business development component at the city of Hampton and how foreign funders and entrepreneurs are currently leveraging that. So, is there an international component?
Yeah, there is, and that's a great question, by the way, and that's a tough question to answer. I think we all are familiar with quite a bit of legislation that have come out of Washington, D.C. relative to tariffs and things of that nature. So that is made for very interesting conversations. Specific to the city of Hampton, we have a couple of sites and assets that we've already gone public with. The Phoenix Commerce Center, the Hampton Logistics Center. We have more than 2 million square footage of space to attract those that are in light industrial supply chain logistic organizations. So we are having those conversations with several international entities at this point. Obviously, can't get too deep into disclosing what those conversations have been, but there are opportunities in the coffers from an international perspective, and we're excited about where those negotiations and conversations are going.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you all. Thank you for the everything that all the economic development offices do to support entrepreneurs and specifically Start Peninsula. I appreciate it. If anyone has any questions for Maurice, you can chat to him directly and carry the conversation on there. We're going to shift gears in terms of right now, thinking about the end in mind, where you want to see yourself. We want to see you on the big stage. We want to see you be successful. Zack Miller is going to talk about the Startup World Cup. What do you have for us, Zack?
Greetings. Screen's shared, right?
It is.
Cool. Have you been looking for investors? Maybe your next customer or teammates? Not sure where to find them? Yearning for a community of like-minded business folks all in one room? Wanting to improve your business pitch to gain capital, new business deals, or ways to expand your reach? Sick of networking that really doesn't work? Have you ever wondered what the top businesses in Virginia look like? On August 21st, Innovate Hampton Roads, in collaboration with the City of Virginia Beach and Silicon Valley venture capital firm Pegasus Tech Ventures, will be hosting the biggest business bash of the summer, the Startup World Cup, where 1 million bucks is on the line. You never know who you're going to be sitting next to, who you're going to meet, and you never know what to expect at the Startup World Cup. If you're familiar with the Savannah Bananas that are in town, think Savannah Bananas for business events. That golden ticket you've been hoping for is arriving, so you don't want to miss out. Last year, the Virginia champion, Ivy Watch, claimed victory and went on to win third place in the entire world, proving that innovation from the Commonwealth can shine on the global stage. Join us for an exciting evening of high energy pitches, dynamic networking, and opportunities to connect with mentors, startups, investors, and innovation leaders, all in a relaxed, out of the box setting. Whether you're a startup founder, investor, or just curious about the future of entrepreneurship, this is the event you don't want to miss. Save the date, August 21st from 5 to 8 p.m. Come witness the next big thing in business across the Commonwealth. Tickets are available now at the QR code on the screen or at innovate757.org/startup World Cup VA. Hope to see you there.
How many people do you anticipate being at the World Cup this year, Zach?
Well, the venue hosts 1,300 people. So 1,300 people.
Yeah, and in anyone that has any questions, please plop that in the Q&A function, and we'll address those questions. But this will be the biggest business event, I say,
Yeah.
ever in Virginia. But
Yeah, the screen,
certainly this
what's
year.
showing on the screen is last year's event. It was an incredible event. I think people were really quite shocked at the craziness of the event and just how great the companies were. The winner on screen right now, Gary Warren, Ivy Watch, pretty incredible story what he's been able to do, what that company was able to do, and then to go on to Silicon Valley and to really represent um, not only the state of Virginia but really America. I think they were the highest rated American company. I don't know. That could be. I thought that was the case. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the East Coast. Regardless, pretty crazy stuff to think about. A room full of individuals that you don't normally have access to, or you just didn't know existed. And so it's going to be a lot of fun at the Sandler Center, Virginia Beach. And we look forward to seeing all of you there. And if you've been looking for that business event where a bunch of people come together in a room, a very large room, this is the non-boring business event that you've been waiting for.
And I guess to add to that, if there is any, if traffic is a concern, we're doing a pre-party ahead of the event. That will be from 3 to 5 o'clock at the Hive in Virginia Beach. That is free to attend. We'll have pizza, refreshments, and then we'll all wander over to the Sandler Center and we'll kick things off.
Hey, Tim.
Yeah.
Hey, can I just add, as someone for the people that are participants, I have a unique experience. I just wanted to add for this and echo everything Zach said as someone who got to actually participate in it as a company that was presenting there, and also as someone who went to the event. Just want to tell everybody everything Zach said rings is true. We had an amazing time. The two co-hosts were amazing as well, just so everyone knows that we're doing it. Tim and Zach, and we had access as a startup there to so many people, as Zach said, that we never would have been able to get in front of and get to see. The experience was amazing as a participant, but also as someone who was there just enjoying it and networking as well. So I just wanted to echo everything you said, that it was just an amazing experience for us as a startup, but also as an individual going there and getting to meet so many people and having access to so many people we wouldn't. And it was just a really fun, great time. So I just encourage everyone to get out there and learn more. Just wanted to give my perspective on it as well, real quick, as someone who got to view both sides of the event.
Sure,
Appreciate it.
your invoice is in the mail. Thank you.
Oh, I changed addresses. I'll get that new address to you after the event.
Cool,
But
cool,
that, I
cool.
mean, Mike, that brings up a great point, though. I mean, we had companies after they participated have went on to raise literally millions of dollars in funding. So it is just a great collision place to meet investors, to meet other people to help you, customers. It is the business event that everyone must attend.
I concur.
Any questions? All right. Well, how does one make it to the Startup World Cup? So now we're going to, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And 757 Collab is one of those places where you can get your feet under you and you can start building that team of people together. And we are going to hear from 757 Collab. So I'm going to turn this over to Joe so he can tell us everything that Collab has to offer. Joe. We're not hearing your audio though, Joe. Joe, you there? He is not muted. I don't know. Hey, Joe. We are unable to hear. He might have dropped off. All right, while we wait for Joe, we're going to spring into as you go down, we'll circle back around. But if you need statewide resources, one of the programs under the SBDC is ICAP, and that is a lot to do with the customer discovery. And anyone that participates within Start Peninsula, we make sure that you are plugged into ICAP. And with that, we're going to turn it over to Liz so she can talk about what ICAP is and how it can help you. Liz.
Just give me a second. I can't advance for some reason. Ah, there we are. Okay. Can you see my slides? Everything is okay?
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
That'll be a first for me. I usually have trouble with my slides. So hi to everybody, and thank you for inviting me to have a chance to talk. I will give everybody a warning. This is the first time I've used this slide deck. So hopefully I won't make too many mistakes. My name is Liz Pyle. I am a business mentor for the Innovation Commercialization Assistance Program, or better known as ICAP. We're part of the George Mason University in Virginia SBDC network. Our mission is to support Virginia's technology and innovation-based driven startups throughout their entrepreneurial journey. And we are extremely fortunate to be supported by a wide range of organizations, including the U.S. Small Business Administration and George Mason University, and many of our local partners. It's through their support that it's possible for us to offer our services at no cost to any of the startups that are based in Virginia. So I always get this question of what exactly is ICAP? So ICAP is a long-term mentorship program for Virginia-based tech and innovation-driven startups. We've built a diverse team of about 15 mentors that have expertise ranging from product development to business strategies, and we have a variety of industry sectors that we can support. support is structured basically around 2 phases. So let's talk about that a little bit. So we have the early stage, which is basically validating a business model and preparing eventually for funding. And we start off with an introductory to lean business model. And it runs we offer it about 4 to 5 times a year. It's virtual, so anybody in the state can access it. They just have to give us a little bit of an application so we can get you into our system. We also have a one-to-one mentorship that follows that, where you actually are assigned to a mentor and then you get to work with them one-to-one as needed to talk about different programs, the different stages of development. Later stage, then we start focusing more on how you scale traction, scaling strategies, and advisory boards. Support is tailored specifically for that particular company that we're working with, and it's to help grow with intention. So everything is based on data that you've gained through working with the mentors and the information that you gather. So we're not just mentorship either. We're basically a movement. We now support a thriving community of over 1,000 founders. And we believe in connecting our entrepreneurs with our partners. And you can see across, even in this call, how many different people are involved in the entrepreneurial community. And we really work hard to make sure that we connect with all our different partners so we can make sure that each entrepreneur gets a full range and access to resources available across the Commonwealth. And this can include investors, accelerators, incubators, universities, economic development groups. ICAP likes to think of itself as a connector for our companies. We help teams leverage resources at the right time in the right way with the right impact. We also have partnerships with technology companies like AWS Activate, HubSpot for Startups, Twilio Segments, and Zendex. And these programs provide tools and credits for services designed to accelerate early stage growth. So a startup, it's really a journey. It's not one single thing or one event that happens. It happens over a period of time. And a lot of people refer to it as a marathon. And it takes a lot of steps and a lot of people to help our teams to actually be successful. So our support spans the entire journey, from initial assessment, business model validation, to customer acquisition, funding, scaling. We work in tandem with other ecosystem partners that you'll be hearing from today, actually, ensuring startups are connected to the right resources at the right time. Whether it's grant funding, advisory board development, VC connections, we're there every step of the way. So we focus predominantly on 5 key milestones that are critical for startup success: validating a business model, forming a team, a functioning team, creating a minimum viable product, securing traction, and developing key partnerships. These milestones often happen in parallel, not in isolation, and achieving from them sets the foundation for success in fundraising and growth for the companies. Since our inception in 2018, we've supported a significant number of startups across Virginia. This slide shows some of the impact that we've had and the companies that we have helped grow, fund, and scale. You can see from this slide, this is a statewide slide. These are some of the partners that we actually have connected with and we work very closely with. So we actively engage with our partners across the Commonwealth. ICAP maintains strong, proactive partnerships with the Virginia ESOs. Our teams support the organizations and network as pipeline collaborators, expert reviewers, competition judges, and trusted mentors. Together, we're able to offer broader support for our entrepreneurs while ensuring that our efforts are aligned and not duplicated. So in summary, ICAP is a long-term, no-cost, confidential mentorship program for Virginia-based tech and innovation startups. Our mentors are experienced entrepreneurs, and we also connect startups with the broader community of over 1,000 founders, and partners. We continue to look forward to supporting our Virginia startup community and our partner organizations. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, or you can contact Josh Green, the director of the ICAP program, or myself. It says here that I'm a life science business mentor, but I mentor teams in many different industry sectors. So if we have any questions, happy to answer them.
Thank you, Liz. So I just wanted to, one thing that, is it tech focused only, or is what are the parameters
We
there?
have a very broad definition of tech. Yeah, so it's predominantly tech oriented, high growth, but we have companies that I've even dealt with that are academic institutions from healthcare, energy, agriculture, cybersecurity. So we run the gamut. Probably what we wouldn't be helping, that wouldn't be a good fit if it was like a mom and pop grocery store or something like that. We would then, if we had one of those come through, we would talk with them, doing an assessment, and then try to match them up with a resource in the community that could help them better than we could.
Gotcha. Yeah, and again, for everyone that is watching and then watching the replay, when you do participate in Start Peninsula, we do match, we ensure that you are connected with ICAP so that you can go into the, is it cohort based that we slide into a cohort?
No, not really. Some I mentioned that we have that intro to lean course. Some teams that come to us, it's a good fit for. Some teams are a little bit more advanced. We usually get early stage, so it helps to get them through that 2.5 week course. But that's offered, like I said, 4 to 5 times a year, usually like every other month. But you don't have to wait until that is. I start working with a lot of the teams before they get into that course. And if they're not in that course, they don't need it. You still work with me one-on-one. There's no deadline for putting in your application at all. We also work very closely with, for any of the teams that you have that are academic based, we also support the NSF and NIH I-Corps program. I happen to be one of the instructors for that program as well. That does have certain cohorts, but we get assigned teams as they contact us.
Awesome.
So
Well, Liz, thank you very.
Yeah, and I've been doing this for a long time, and I've worked with a lot of really good mentors. And what I particularly like is the fact that we get to see teams from all over the state. And it's really exciting to be able to work with the different teams and also with the different groups that are helping to provide resources for our teams. So I really enjoy working with especially the incubators and accelerators. They're really fun.
Well, I thank you for taking the time to share with us a little bit about ICAP, and you actually, it's a perfect segue in terms of the state, because you are part of the SBDC, the Small Business Development Center, which is a state network of resources. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Paula Short from the Small Business Development Center so she can talk to us about what the SBDC is and how they can help early stage founders around our area. Paula.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Paula Short. I have very, very recently joined the team at Small Business Development Centre in Hampton Roads. So forgive me for my geography is getting better, and my understanding of the business development groups and people in the Hampton Roads area is definitely developing. I must say, I am blown away with the amount of support that has been given to businesses from every sector, everywhere I turn. So I think as an entrepreneur and a business owner, it can feel like such a lonely place to be sometimes. And I think with the support that's been shown today and at every event that I've been to, there is lots of help out there. Whoever you choose, I think as a person in need, choose somebody. And I think it's great that you're putting all of this information together for people to access. So who we are. So I'm here on behalf of the SBDC Hampton Roads Centre, or as we like to call it, the best kept not so secret in business support. We're a team ourselves, a small team, but we are experienced entrepreneurs. We are advisors and specialists who work directly with founders, much like the other groups here, just like you, to help build stronger businesses for free. So as a business owner and an entrepreneur, that bit really resonates because there is so much expense in business. It's a great opportunity to get some support for free. So if I may, I think the best thing I can do is show you our team, to show you who we are and what we do. So I'm hoping that I can actually access this and show you our team. Oh my word. Am I sharing
nice.
it?
No, you focus on that. I think that this is the part of the fun for us as when we turn the pressure on to away from the founders and on to you all that are under the gun to make sure that everything is presenting properly.
I think as mentors, sometimes we forget that we don't present as often as our founding teams, and they get better at it than we do.
Exactly. No, just a minute. So let me, yes. Am I sharing now?
Yep.
Oh, thank the Lord. Oh, no pressure. So the irony, there's a part in my talk here where I speak about being clunky and hearing your own heartbeat in your ears when you mess up. And here is the moment. Here is the moment. So let me introduce Todd DeRose.
What we're seeing is click to exit full screen.
No.
There you go. Now, if you just hit present, then, or you can just advance this way. That would be perfect.
Yeah, that'll do. I'm not even going to try anymore. Is this okay? Is this acceptable?
Yep.
Would that
we
be
see
okay?
Todd.
Yeah, we see Todd. So Todd is lovely. Todd is our digital marketing and e-commerce brain. He is the guy that you want in your corner when you're actually thinking SEO, Google Ads, email funnels, or how to make your website actually convert. He simplifies the tech. He gets results. Very supportive. You can think of him as like a startup's digital Swiss Army knife. He just does it all. He has all of that. And then I'm sure many of you know Bill Holleran, who is our financial mind. He's worked in banking, in corporate finance, and he has serious talent for making numbers make sense. If it's business plan, loan application, expansion forecast, he'll not only walk you through it, he'll teach you how to think like an investor while still being an entrepreneur. Am I still sharing? Please tell me I am.
Yep.
Great. Onward and upward. Jolie Spears. So Jolie is our executive director, and she is our connector in chief, I like to call her. She leads with real vision and real heart for small business development. She is the one that's forging the partnerships that opens the doors for businesses across Hampton Roads. She understands what's needed at the ecosystem level, and she is relentless about making sure that small business have a seat and a voice at the table. Donna Norman. Donna, she is kind of the glue that holds it all together, if I'm being honest. She's our assistant director, and Donna oversees operations, compliance, and communications. She is the reason we deliver on what we promise. No pressure on Donna. Every great team needs a North Star, and Donna is ours. And then there's me. So I'm Paula. I built and sold an international beauty brand. I've pitched on Dragon's Den, which is the UK's equivalent of Shark Tank. So this is the part where I talk about hearing your own heartbeat in your ears and that churn in your stomach when you're about to present your baby that you've worked on for so hard every morning, every night, and you've put every ounce of effort into, and you're handing it over to somebody to ask for funding. That trauma can live with you for a long time. After that, I now support founders. I love small business and I love helping people grow their small business. I'm going to come out of this and stop sharing so that I can actually breathe again. So tech is not my forte, just saying. So I work in branding, growth strategy, partnerships. I try to teach how to sell without selling your soul, to find your perfect customer, to sell where it matters, not to the masses where you may hit failure, but to sell to people who actually resonate and want your product or your service. So what we actually do, we offer free, confidential and tailored business advice, much like everybody else. We don't just send you templates and send you on your way. We do sit down with you. We do one-to-one. And we get to the root of what's working, what's not working, and what's next. Whether you're launching, hiring, pitching, funding, exporting, I heard that one, or scaling, we have someone who's been there and done that. We're all experienced. We partner, we brainstorm, we challenge, and we connect. So the founders who work with SBDC advisors have a higher business survival rate, more sales, and better funding outcomes than those who don't. We work across every stage of business, from startups to scaling, from food trucks to manufacturing, and everything in between. We're local. We know this market, maybe not me so much, but the other team know all the geography. I'm still learning. And we're here to help you move faster without burning out. So that is us. So if you want a second brain, a sounding board, or straight talking partner who knows how to take you to grow, that's who we are. I'm Paula Short. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And the thing that I do that I like as well is that it is an amazing team that has been assembled, but the reach of the statewide network that you can easily reach out to anyone across the state within the SBDC for additional expertise beyond the team that's been established in Hampton Roads.
Thank you for adding that. Much appreciated.
I have you, Paula. We're good.
Thank
We're
you.
all a team here.
Thank you.
And thank you for everything that you do to help the early stage founders and growing and scaling founders across the region. Thank you so much. And now we will swing things over to 757 Collab to turn it over to Joe to see who will share with us what everything is going on in downtown Norfolk. Joe,
Thanks, Tim. Can you
are
hear me this
back?
time?
Yeah, you're great. Thank you so much.
We figured that one out. So apologies for the technical difficulties. My name's Joe D'Amelio. I'm the program manager for 757 Accelerate, which is one of the different verticals that falls under the umbrella of 757 Collab. So I'll kind of give a high-level overview of Collab and the different programs we offer and the different stages of founders we serve, and then delve into the accelerator program a little bit more, and then be ready to answer any questions you all might have. So 757 Collab is an entrepreneurial support organization in downtown Norfolk located at the Assembly Building on Granby Street. We have 4 main verticals that fall under that umbrella, the first being the 757 Startup Studios, which is an incubation program. Historically, we've had about 3 cohorts a year with taking 30 applicants per cohort. And then they receive 6 months of programming customized to their needs, as well as access to our robust mentor pool and free co-working space and access to the Assembly Building, which is a big draw. So if you are local and looking for a place to vet your idea and kind of grow and need a place to work, the Startup Studios might be the right place for you. That program is managed by my colleague, Ms. Sabrina Hamill, who is product design and product development background. She spent some time at Canon in the innovation space. So she's an expert in that realm, and she can really help vet ideas. So that's the incubation program. Next up would be the Accelerate program that I run. That is a program targeting later stage companies. It's investor ready focused. So we're looking for startups who have already found their product market fit or are ready to hit the ground running and are looking to scale and grow quickly. And that's a 10-week program. We give each of the startups selected $20,000 of non-dilutive capital in the form of a grant. And we run through programming that covers the legal aspects of fundraising, the different types of fundraising vehicles, as well as access to mentors and other connections. And at the end of that 10-week program, it culminates in some events, one being an investor-focused event. This year, we had it up in Richmond. Previous years, we've gone to Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina, Charlottesville, and Tyson's Corner, as well as having an event down in Norfolk. This year, we held an event down in Norfolk, which was more of an entrepreneurial support celebration or kind of celebrating the ecosystem as a whole. And that was down in Norfolk at the Nautilus building. So it was a lot of fun. But each year at the conclusion of the cohort, we either go on a road show or have some events locally for startups to meet investors and get in front of the community to hopefully build that hype and that traction. I'm excited to announce also that some of you may know that this year we are kicking off the first defense tech accelerator in the area. And that's going to be run by my other colleague, Miss Kali Luthra. She's coming to us from FedTech, so she has an extensive background in the defense space and training. So that's exciting. We're doing that with our partnership with the Mid-Atlantic Tech Bridge and the Navy, so should be pretty cool. Next up, we have the 757 Angels Group, which is the funding arm of Collab. To clarify, participation in either of the first two programs, whether it be incubation or acceleration, does not guarantee funding by the Angels Group, but it is a connection we have. So we have taken our startups before and past cohorts from Accelerate and had them pitch to the 757 Angels. However, the 757 Angels do focus mainly on investing, which is good news for everybody on this call, in businesses located in Virginia. So the Accelerator program takes applicants from all over the country. Last year, we had about 250 applicants. We had a cohort of 6. So that's a big group to narrow down, but at the end of the day, we think we got the best, and we always lean into Virginia-based startups. So if there's a Virginia-based startup that is on the same level as a startup from anywhere else in the country, the Virginia-based startup's going to get the nod, and they're going to get the go-ahead from Collab. So the Angels Group is very active. They're one of the largest in the areas, and they are their own entity, obviously separate from Collab, but they do fall under our umbrella. And then the last vertical we have under the Collab umbrella is something we call innovation partnerships, and that's where we offer customizable programming to community partners. We've done some work with LISC, Rise Resilience, who focuses on climate startups and people combating climate change and rising waters, as well as our relationship with the Navy and the Mid-Atlantic Tech Bridge. We help bring innovators face to face with the folks in DoD who make decisions and can actually help startups break that tough nut to crack when it comes to government contracting with the DoD. So that's very exciting, and that's another service that we offer. So we like to think that we can kind of serve a startup at any stage, right? Whether you're just kind of in that ideation phase and figuring out if your idea is going to be something that can work, or if there's a there, we'd love to help you do that, and then kind of walk you through the different steps of taking that idea from a napkin or a thought or a conversation with your partner or friends to hopefully at the end, exiting someday and succeeding if that's what you want to do. So open to any questions. Would love to hear from everyone or anyone on the line if there's anything I can answer. If you don't want to ask the question here and want to get in touch with me later, I can stop into the assembly building, or you can reach me at joseph@757collab.org. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Joe. And just like with ICAP, we work closely with Collab and with Sabrina to make sure that when you participate in Start Peninsula, and if you advance, you're one of the winners of the micro pitch, and then compete in the championship pitch, that you are shortlisted, if you will, for the next Startup Studios cohort when that is offered. So yeah, just to see how collaborative our region is with the different resources is very cool. One question did come in. How often is the 10-week program for Accelerate? How often is that offered?
That's a great question. Currently, we're only doing the 10-week accelerator program that's agnostic once a year. We do have plans to increase that to 2 offerings per year, but we're not there yet. So keep your eyes out for 2026. We'll see what that looks like. But currently, it's 1. Hopefully, we'll push it to 2, and that's not including the Defense Tech Accelerator.
And well, do you have any idea when applications would open in 26?
Yeah, for the 2026 cohort, we're probably looking at opening applications in November, December timeframe. We'll find what works best with the holidays. It's sometimes best to wait until even early January, but we'll be sure that that information makes it out to everyone on the call today, and it'll be advertised locally as well. But thank you.
Yeah, and because everyone is participating in this, we will keep you in the know with Innovate 757 with our newsletter that goes out to make sure that everyone is informed of when that takes place and all other opportunities that are available.
Thanks, Tim.
But yeah, thank you, Joe. Really, really appreciate what you all are doing there. And one of the things that we get in terms of, so what if you're not ready for an accelerator? What if it happens when you're done with the accelerator? Is there a place for founders to go? And a lot of times the answer to that would be a place like REaKTOR, and that is within the city of Hampton. And I am going to pass the baton over to James Doe so that he can talk about what REaKTOR is and what that is all about. So James, I will turn it over to you.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Awesome. We have a plane passing. Just give it a second. All right. Hope that's good. All right. So hello, everyone. My name is James Doe, and I am Associate Director of REaKTOR alongside our Executive Director, Tim Ryan. And I'm here to talk to you today about the REaKTOR Technology Innovation Center, which is located here in the amazing city of Hampton. Give me one moment. I'm going to attempt to share my screen. Is that working, Tim?
Yep, you're good.
Awesome. All right. Yeah. Okay. So what REaKTOR does is we help entrepreneurs like yourselves validate, commercialize, and grow innovative technologies that have the potential to become scalable businesses. Okay. So we're looking at some pretty awesome companies here: Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Hewlett-Packard, Google, Disney. So what do these companies all have in common? And it's that they all started in a garage. All right, so think about that. We have some of the world's most transformative companies, and they all started in humble beginnings, in humble spaces. And it wasn't just the space that made these companies great. It was really the people. It was the talent, obviously, and a lot of it was the spark. All right, so today, I'm here to speak to you today about REaKTOR and what we do to keep that spark alive. Again, pardon the airplanes. We're in Hampton. There's a lot of flyover. All right, so our mission is simple. We're looking to create that next Amazon, that next Apple, or the next Google right here in the city of Hampton. So to do that, we focus on companies that have technology at their core and work with companies anywhere from space, autonomous systems to cutting edge software, as well as advanced manufacturing, but not limited to those. Right? And what we're doing is working. Okay. So in just the last 12 months, our REaKTOR companies have created more than 40 jobs. And they've also gone on to raise more than $20 million in funding. And that's creating an impact, right? Not just in Hampton Roads, but for even further beyond our region. All right. So what is REaKTOR? So first off, we're a space. As you can probably tell, we're in Hampton at the National Institute of Aerospace. which is near NASA Langley, for example, as well as Langley Air Force Base. And we're a space where founders can work, can meet, and can build together. All right. Secondarily, pardon me, what we do is we provide resources. Right? And that's connecting our entrepreneurs with support for anything from legal to marketing to accounting, as well as business planning support. And it doesn't just stop there. Okay. And thirdly, as you can probably tell from this call here, we're part of a much larger network. Right? And so a lot of what we do is connecting founders with this larger ecosystem, which has mentors and universities and support organizations from across the region, including working with many, if not all, of the organizations that are here on this call today. All right. And so our goal is to reduce friction and to help people like you with innovative ideas turn those brilliant ideas into sustainable businesses. So we like to think of REaKTOR as sort of a playground for innovative startups. Right? And as kids, we know that playgrounds, they're places for exploring, they're places for building together, for taking risks. So startups thrive in these same kind of spaces, right? Spaces where they can experiment together, where they can learn together and grow. And so at REaKTOR, what we want to do is bring together those great minds to collaborate, to innovate, and to create together. And as Tim would say, it's in between where those collisions happen, where we see the magic. Right? And so as founders with bold ideas, we're looking at you guys for those fresh perspectives. And we believe that together, that's a really powerful combination. And so ultimately, what we're doing at REaKTOR is we're placing a bet, right? So, and not just REaKTOR, all of the organizations here and throughout Hampton Roads. And so every time we support founders like you, every time we help a founder bring a technology out of the lab into the real world, we're betting on that next generation of innovators. And that's because we believe the next big idea, it's not going to come out of Silicon Valley. It's going to come out of right here in Hampton Roads. But to win that bet, again, we need your minds. You innovative founders. We need your experimental minds that are thinking about the future and how to best innovate in these spaces to help guide us along the way. All right, so that's what REaKTOR is all about. We're about creating the space. We're about providing the resources and building a community. And we do all this to help build the next big thing so that it takes root right here in the city of Hampton. So I'd like to thank you for the time and happy to take any questions.
Yeah, and one thing, thank you for that, James. One thing that I appreciate about REaKTOR that we really want to ensure that everyone understands is the fact that we are very much a yes and organization. It's not if I go to Collab, then I can't go to REaKTOR, or if I go to REaKTOR, then I can't go to the SBDC. We all work together, and we are a yes and organization that you can do both. So, for example, Vroombrick is one of REaKTOR's portfolio companies. They were at Startup Studios. They participated at Start Peninsula. They are a portfolio company of REaKTOR. Went back, participated in 757 Accelerate, and then once they finished with that program, they remained a REaKTOR company that entire time. So we all work together, we build together, and we grow together. So I think that is an aspect we want to make sure that everybody understands. And with the mention of Vroombrick, they're in the space, they're generating revenue at this point. They have the traction that they need. And one of the things that they then did was become a member of the Virginia Peninsula Chamber of Commerce. And we're going to talk about what the benefits are of a chamber and how you can take advantage of that. And with that, I'm going to kick things over to Stephanie so that we can hear more about what's going on with the chamber. Stephanie.
Great. Good morning, everybody. Tim, thanks for having me. I just did want to say that I'm playing the role today of Bob McKenna. So many of you know Bob McKenna. You might recognize this, accentuated mustache. But I'm here. I'm Bob today. So Um, I've been involved with the Virginia Peninsula Chamber since 2013 when I went through their LEAD program, been on the board for a while, executive committee, and now I'm chair-elect. So when somebody said awesome, thanks, Maurice. Thanks for the shout out. So definitely familiar with everything that the Virginia Peninsula Chamber has to offer. For those of you on the call who aren't familiar with where we're located, the office is in City Center, Newport News. We were in Hampton for a long time, and now we're in Newport News, and great partnerships with all the Peninsula localities. So glad to represent them. Our mission as the Chamber is to be a catalyst for business growth on the Virginia Peninsula and a collaborative partner for economic development within the region. I'm going to just highlight some of our 3 strategic initiatives and then some of the event opportunities that we have. If you were to become a Chamber member, all of these events are free to you as a Chamber member, so glad to connect with me or anyone else at the Virginia Peninsula Chamber to learn more. So our 3 strategic initiatives are leadership development, business advocacy, and regional collaboration. We do host over 100 events annually. Those include business roundtables, industry forums, government affairs updates, ribbon cutting, business spotlights, small business series. The list goes on and on. It's really pretty impressive what opportunities there are for you when you are a Chamber member. You know, you can be engaged as much or as little as you want to, right? That's really up to you. So our leadership development platform, some of you might know our 2-pillar leadership programs, our Lead Peninsula. Maybe some of you on this call have even participated in that program. It's been going for 25 years, I think, and it's a fantastic civic immersion experience that really offers behind the scenes looks at so many factors in the Peninsula economy, you know, everything from visiting Fort Monroe to NASA to the Aquatic Center. It's truly an awesome experience, and it's an annual program. They just
We might have lost. Oh,
did I somehow go away?
you're back.
Oh, that's great. Wonderful. So the LEAD program offers 50 participants. If you're interested, we can learn more. An inaugural program that we just are finishing is called Lead Hire. That's open to 25 people, and it's a curriculum-based program in partnership with Christopher Newport University. So that's a once-a-month opportunity as well. Applications for the Lead Hire program are open in August if anyone's interested. It's really, really a fantastic opportunity kind of for that next level of leadership development. Our next platform, business advocacy, I could list so many opportunities within that space. You know, we advocate for pro-business policies in both a local, state, and federal level. We also offer lots of opportunities for small business engagement. We have a Start, Grow, Thrive series in partnership with a CNU professor. We have legislative meet and greets and roundtables coming up to help develop our initiative when we take, you know, concerns in the Peninsula area to our state leadership. There's a large legislative meet and greet at CNU in September. Again, just trying to reach every business, every size. You know, I myself work for a small business, an architecture firm here in Williamsburg, up to the shipbuilding. So covering everyone's interest really. And our 3rd pillar is the regional collaboration, not just looking to what makes the Peninsula so special, but how we can work together with our friends on the South Side, 757 Collab, and others. I did just finish the civic program, but for those of you that are familiar with that, you know, great opportunity to engage. We have a regional event coming up called the Rising Tide series, which is a fantastic event quarterly with speakers from the area. This topic in September is going to be the Big Beautiful Bill and how it impacts us all. So just to summarize, the Virginia Peninsula Chamber is here to help entrepreneurs. We advocate for a business-friendly environment. We have education opportunities with training. We're a connector. We have lots of networking opportunities for you to meet people in the Peninsula space. We develop leaders to help shape yourself as well as our region. And we really, really, truly believe that the Peninsula, and I've heard others say this, we're here, we're ready, we're ripe for the opportunity, and we work every day to grow our potential. So that's what I have.
Well, thank you very much. I was hoping that you were going to keep the mustache on and talk about like the 7 C's of connecting and convening and.
I can go into these if you want, but we'll leave that for another time.
That was great. I do appreciate it. And again, we are connected. Start Peninsula is connected with the chamber as well. And in years past, what we have done is the chamber has generously donated a 1-year membership to each of the 3 Start Peninsula winners of the championship pitch. But yeah, I totally. The thing is that I find with the chamber, with everything in life, is you get out of it what you put into it. And if you do participate and take advantage of the opportunities, there's a lot to gain.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Awesome. Well, one of the most, I don't know about the most, but one resource that we have within Hampton Roads and specifically on the peninsula is NASA Langley. And so as you are thinking about businesses and maybe you're looking for a technical piece rather than doing all the R&D that you may need to do, or maybe you're just looking for a solution to a problem that you've identified. We have NASA Langley Research Center right here in Hampton that provides, they have a mountain of technology that is available for transfer through the tech transfer program and through with licensing agreements. And we are fortunate enough to have Katrina Towns with us to talk about NASA Langley, the tech transfer office, and what resources that we have that so few around the world have, and it is literally in our backyard. So Katrina, welcome, and thank you for taking the time to talk to us about tech transfer within NASA.
Thank you, Tim, and hello, everyone. Thank you for having me, for providing this opportunity to share about the treasure trove of technologies that are available to founders and entrepreneurs and others, not only in this, Hampton Roads region, but, across the nation. So I do have a couple of slides, and I'm going to hopefully be able to share that with you. And I'd love to also take you on a little bit of a journey to the patent portfolio. So I will do my best to remain on time. Tim, you know me well. So if I need to hurry up, you just let me know. Okay.
Will do.
All right. Can you see my slide?
Yep.
Perfect. Great. So again, everybody, my name is Katrina Young. I work here at NASA's Langley Research Center within the Technology Transfer Program Office. My focus is on entrepreneurial engagement. And what does that all mean? That means I want to work with founders and entrepreneurs, those that are in the startup space, those that may be developing a business, those who provide resources or support for those entities. So with that said, I'll share a little bit about technology transfer and commercialization, and I'll give you a little bit more specifics of where to go to find these different technologies that we've vaguely mentioned, as well as software. So here in Hampton, the center itself has been around for over 100 years. NASA has been around for almost 70 years, and we are actually congressionally mandated to make our technologies or innovations available for public use, to basically help infuse our technologies in the startup and the business ecosystems across the United States. Our intent is to help accelerate technology development and help to de-risk innovation through partnerships, through the licensing agreements that we can put in place. So how do we do that? What is all this technology that we have available for exploration, as well as software? So I'm going to come out of the slide deck and I'm going to try my best to connect us to technology.nasa.gov. This is our patent portfolio, where you can find over 1,000 different technologies that might be available to help solve the challenges that you're facing, to look for solutions to your business problems or look for processes, as well as software that can be downloaded to your devices. Of course, there are a few caveats to all of this, but I'll explain as we go along. So bear with me as I come out of this slide deck and attempt to take you to the web. Is that okay?
Sounds great.
All right, appreciate that. So give me 1 second. I will be honest, I no longer can see you all when I'm sharing. So if I'm not sharing the right thing, please let me know. Can you see the NASA Technology Transfer Program website? There should be a rocket on screen.
Yep.
Perfect. So everyone, this is the NASA Technology Transfer Program website. This is where you can find patented technology along with the software. If you look at the very top of the menu bar here, there are different tabs of information. So I'm going to focus first and foremost on the patent portfolio. I could click it, but I also want to show you that there is a carousel of information where we also want to highlight some of the things that are happening within tech transfer, from programs to upcoming webinars. You can find that here in the carousel. So for today's conversation, I want to focus on this patent portfolio, and I will share with you a little bit about the software catalog. So here is where founders, you can come. Let's say you are, I believe it was Joseph who was saying earlier, like climate change, or you're looking for a solution in that particular space. Well, we may have a technology or some data that could be beneficial to your company. So if you come down to this area, you'll find different categories of technologies, from communications to manufacturing to environment to propulsion. So there's at least 14 different categories here. And this is where our innovators from all across the agency have been working for years, conducting, as Tim said, research and development, investing millions of dollars in different types of technologies. And then we patent these technologies and make them available to the U.S., to U.S. companies, as well as founders or entrepreneurs to license. And so for today, I'm just going to pick on manufacturing. And here you will come and you will find a plethora of different types of technologies. Here we provide you with a very quick highlight of what those technologies are. And I will quickly just pick one right here that doesn't sound too terribly complicated, but maybe you need something calibrated. You're building something in an environment, you want it done efficiently, layer by layer. You might come to NASA Langley, and this device, we like to refer to it as Isaac. And so you would come to this particular page or any other page, you'd read about what NASA did with this particular technology, why it's important. You find out a little bit of how it works. And then you also would find out, well, hey, what are some other possible applications? How can it benefit my organization? We do highlight that information as well. And if you'd like to dive a little deeper, we invite you to explore the patent through this link here or other affiliated technologies down below. So all of this information, the patent itself, this blurb, as we like to refer to it, technology opportunity sheet, is made available for each and every technology that is patented. And if you have questions about the technology, you can definitely reach out to those like myself or others at Langley or any of the other NASA centers that have technology available through the site. And for those of you on the call who are interested in applying to license this technology, the red button here allows you to complete an application. And I'll explain that a little bit more. Are there any questions? Again, I can't see anyone at this moment, so I just want to make sure that
You're great. We'll keep rolling.
All right, I'll try to go a little bit faster. So this is our software catalog. Similarly, we have researchers who are developing code, algorithms, and processes that are becoming available not only for founders and entrepreneurs to use, but you can be a business, you could be an academic institution, pretty much, expansive lists of different types of people or organizations that can use this software. Similarly, it is provided into different buckets or categories. And then I'm going to pick environmental science here. Similar, you'll find a very brief description of the technology or the software in this case. Please do note that some says open source, some might say general public release, and then some may actually say US government release only. So that indicates the audience who can download this software to their device. So open source, anyone can download it pretty much. General public, the same, US entities. But if it does have a restriction, it would say like government release only, and you have to be a government agency in order to download that. So please note that. But otherwise, you click on the technology or the software in question, and you get a summary of that particular software, and you click download and complete a brief application. And once that gets reviewed and approved, then you can download that software to your device. So why does NASA want to do this? Again, we are investing as a federal agency dollars into research and development of these different technologies for NASA's use. However, we understand that there could be beneficial applications beyond our gates here at Langley or the other centers. And we want to get these technologies in the hands of founders and entrepreneurs, small businesses, large businesses, so that they can advance the work that they're doing and scale appropriately. And so in order to help de-risk some of what our founders and entrepreneurs face, NASA does offer a license called a startup license. Basically, this is where you complete an application, you form an agreement between NASA and your entity that gives you permission to practice the art of the technology for a certain period of time. And with the startup license, this allows you as the founder or entrepreneur to use that technology for up to 3 years to further develop it. And NASA will enter that agreement and not charge a fee like the other types of licenses that we have for up to 3 years. So you're getting access to technology so that you can further develop it. In many instances, there's not a physical product that NASA is going to give to the founder. The founder does have to, figure out how to manufacture or build the device or the technology, but we're not going to, charge you anything to get access to the patent and to practice it for at least up to 36 months, or once you develop that product or and bring it to market. So that's one of the beauties of the NASA startup license. For other entities, there are other types of licenses, and those are the research license or an evaluation license. We also like to call that the try it before you buy it. That does require a small fee of $2,500 for the first 12 months or year. And again, we want the entity to understand the technology, the nuances of that particular innovation. And then if you're a commercial entity, we have a commercial license. I won't get too technical involved in those different types of licenses. If you are interested, you can come to our website and under resources, click on the link to how to license a technology, and we explain what those different technologies are, as you can see here on screen. And we also explain the step-by-step procedures and costs associated with each one. So all of this is online. And if I go back to my slide deck, I will share with you the links to where you can go and find out more information. But we're looking to work with founders and entrepreneurs, answer the questions, connect you also to the innovators, because we know these are deep tech areas, and you might not be the expertise, but we have experts here. And through the licensing process, you also gain access for a limited amount of their time to talk to them and delve deeper into how their technology works. So if you bear with me one more second, I will share like one more slide to offer you a way to stay connected with me and to find out where to go to access our NASA Technology Transfer Program, as well as the software catalog. So are you seeing that on screen?
Yep.
So this is my contact information. Those are the websites that I just quickly shared with you. And if anyone, I can't tell if anyone is affiliated with an academic institution, we also work closely with 2- and 4-year colleges and universities to help entrepreneurially minded students to start thinking, how can they take our technology and also create startups around them? So be glad to talk with anyone further.
Yeah, I think that is just, it's part of you being in our backyard, so to speak. I mean, like someone in Grand Forks, North Dakota, if they wanted to license technology, they're very isolated. Whereas here, the researcher, the person that developed this technology is just could be a couple miles away. And
Right.
and you could meet and have coffee with them or meet with them. And you said there's limited time that you could access that person. I mean, it's just like what an opportunity that we have right before us that we need to take advantage of.
Definitely, Tim. And to that point, we're right here in the Hampton Roads area. However, we also could help connect you. I'm agnostic. I have colleagues at these other centers who are also developing technology. So maybe there's not a technology coming out of Langley Research Center, but there's a technology out of Johnson or Glenn. We can help connect you to those experts there so that you can, further develop the technologies that you're trying to work on. So.
Yeah, and to that point, I know Maurice had to jump off, but from the Hampton Economic Development side, they, with their NASA commercialization grant, they expanded that. So if it's NASA-wide technology that you're using and building a business here in Hampton, that grant applies. It's not just restricted to using only Langley Research Center based technology within NASA. It spans across all of NASA.
So thank you for allowing us to come and connect these dots and, be a part of this ecosystem. So love to hear from those on the call this afternoon. Thanks.
Yes. And I know from a REaKTOR side, we are now, we have 7 companies that we are working with you all, which is super exciting. And we hope to expand that even further.
Definitely. So we appreciate the relationship that NASA has with REaKTOR and the startups that you're furthering to develop and helping them grow in this area. So yeah,
awesome.
Lots of rich opportunity here.
Yes, thank you so much, Katrina. And speaking of other resources that have been really, really beneficial to the 757 REaKTOR Collab is VIPC. We've seen the logo a couple times on some various slides, but the Virginia Innovation Partnership Corporation is someone that, I mean, they are just an organization that have really done an amazing job to help founders and ecosystem developers as a whole. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Meredith Hundley, and she's going to talk about VIPC and what different resources are available for founders to take advantage of. So with that, Meredith, I will turn it over to you.
Hello, everyone. Hopefully everything's working well, audio-wise.
Great.
It's always Teams versus Zoom, what's going on there.
I know that battle well.
Yes. So anyway, as Tim said, I am Meredith Hundley. I'm Director of Grants and Research on the Entrepreneurial Ecosystems Division within the Virginia Innovation Partnership Corporation. We have a few different divisions that do different things, supporting different parts of the ecosystem. And I'm actually also overseeing another grant program right now, in addition to the Regional Innovation Fund, which is what serves entrepreneur support organizations. But I'm also overseeing the Commonwealth Commercialization Fund's higher ed program at the moment. So in general, VIPC was created to support innovation and specifically looking at technology-based startups in the Commonwealth. And we do that through a variety of means. I touched briefly on some of the grant programs for ESOs and for higher ed, which is also open to federal institutions that are looking to commercialize research. And then we also have our grant and investment programs through Virginia Venture Partners that provide capital directly to startups. And that's really where I was going to focus my attention today, because it's most relevant for the folks on this webinar. And I would direct attention to, I'll see if I can screen share and see if I actually capture the right application window here. This is just easier sometimes, provided that this worked right. VIPC.org/funding/startups is going to be one of your best friends if you are looking to really take your startup and grow it in the innovation and technology space. And this is where we've centralized all of our funding opportunities for startups, which are kind of in 3 buckets right now. We've got grants and convertible notes, pre-seed and seed stage direct investments. So that's if you're kind of on a venturable trajectory for venture capital investments. And then we also have support. This is why it's so nice that I'm going right behind Katrina, of SBIR and STTR support. So if you are looking to access federal grant opportunities to further commercialize your research, dual use platform engagement, that sort of thing, we have our Federal Funding Assistance Program, FFAP, with Rob Brook, that can help both kind of demystify the federal funding world in this particular part, where Virginia has been a very strong player in securing SBIR, which is just for startups, as well as STTR, which is when you're working in conjunction with a higher ed institution. And we have some funding available to help companies that are looking to, get a contractor to help them, or a consultant to actually put together their proposal. There we go. Get my words right here. As well as just some general webinars of available funding opportunities. So that's this SBIR and STTR support. Our newest offering is actually the VIPC launch grants. And I really want to bring that up because that is for the earliest stage companies. And so that's, if you click on the grants and convertible notes, it will open up this screen here, Funding Virginia Venture Partners. You can kind of see how we have articulated who's right for what funding source. And the launch grant is the successor to, if you've heard of, there used to be a Commonwealth Commercialization Fund private sector program. This is the successor to that. It's using that same pool of funds, but we're implementing it in different ways that also involve cycles of grant funding. And so the current cycle is actually going to close for applications July 31st. So if you double down, you may still have some time to get in an application for that. And so that's our launch grant. Launch note is for if you're a little bit more mature of a company, still very, very early stage, but maybe you're doing your first pre-seed round and you're looking to raise between $300,000 and $750,000. Maybe you have a little bit of revenue, up to $200,000 in revenue. And you're kind of at an MVP stage. You've got that minimum viable product, and you're looking for an investment of up to $150,000 from a single investor. That might be when you would go through our convertible note program. And then the regular pre-seed investment and seed investment. Some of those may come in notes, but it's looking more along the lines of a traditional equity. So I just wanted to highlight those as options here. And you can find the link to be able to apply. This is vipc.org/funding/Virginia-venture-partners, or you can get to it, like I said earlier, the funding/startups link will take you here. You can click it, it opens up. Here's your application. I would also highlight that there is a recording of the last Coffee with VVP from the end of June that actually was an AMA done for the launch grant program. And so that would also be a great resource for you if you're considering this opportunity. And you can even see here, like, what are the questions that folks are going to be asking when they look at your application to see, is this a good fit? You can click on it and it will open up a PDF that shows you the exact questions that they're going to be going through. It's very small. You'll have to zoom. But like to kind of demystify some of that for folks so that they can see, like, these are the exact, you need to either be on a venture trajectory or you need to be showing other sorts of impacts for the Commonwealth in terms of job creation or industry development, something along those lines. So that's just kind of it's both high level and then also wanted to dig in on something that I thought would be of greater interest for the folks on this call. And I am a little bit over my 5 minutes and I will stop now.
Oh, you're great. Thank you so much. Can you touch real quick for those that may not be aware about the match? It's at a 1-to-1 match. Can you explain that really quickly?
It is a 1-to-1 match that is required on the grant program. The match can be in kind, and so it could be the valuation of a founder's time. It could be other cash that you currently have on hand that you're looking to spend down on, that is related to your business. So because the funding source of the launch grant is from the Commonwealth Commercialization Fund, there is that requirement of a 1-to-1 match, but they will work with you if you reach out to Jen O'Daniel. They can, and because this is in cycle, if you're not quite ready to apply in the next 3 days, then there will be another cycle that will be coming soon. They're looking to do this quarterly or so. And so the ones that are applying now, they're looking to, I think, make awards within, probably by the end of September, beginning of October, and then you'll pretty soon after see another round open up. And so, so it is a 1-to-1 match. The color of money of that match can be, as long as it's defensible and that it's related to your company, I think that there's some flexibility on whether that's in kind or cash. That helps a little bit.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. And really, on behalf of all the founders that we have worked with over the years, I mean, VIPC has been a great partner. Long ago, it seemed like the perception was it was a Northern Virginia thing, and that is very much has changed, and many people around this region have benefited from VIPC. So thank you very much.
So if you've been around the space longer, just FYI, we were formerly known as the Center for Innovative Technology, CIT, and we did inhabit the CIT building up in the Herndon area, but we are scattered all around the state. I am right here in Newport News, and my colleagues are in far Southwest Virginia, Charlottesville, and Richmond, just on my own team, and then we're scattered all around in general. So
yeah, you all have
find
done
somebody in an event somewhere.
a great job, and again, on behalf of all the founders, thank you so much for your time today and for all that you're doing for all of Virginia.
So happy to be doing it. It's somewhere I always wanted to work. So glad to be in a position to do it now. If there's any questions, let me know, or please reach out to the folks that are working directly on the grant program in particular for this stage of founder. And otherwise, just keep chugging along.
Awesome. Thank you, Meredith. Well, with Katrina, we heard the word patent portfolio many times. And I'm going to kick things over to Mike Loving from Patent Portfolio Builders. Mike, you've been helping founders for a really long time, and when it comes to founder friendly folks that help protect IP and patents, you are the go-to. So what do we need to know? What do founders need to know? This is we put this towards the end because like when is the right time? That always seems to be like the big question. So the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. And we are improvising right now. The computer died. I got the phone on. I'm using the phone Zoom, and I got a shoebox on top of my laptop to hopefully get a good angle of myself. We're doing a lot over here. Wanted to say thank you first off, and wanted to say thank you for all the resources that are here today. I'm always blown away by all the help that is out there and everything that is done throughout the state by organizations that have presented today. My name is Mike Loving. As Tim mentioned, I'm with Patent Portfolio Builders. We're an intellectual property law firm. And a little bit about us real quick is we are a boutique IP law firm, which means that's all we specialize in is IP law. We have 10 attorneys, and I think one of the cool things about us is all of our attorneys have 15 years or more experience. So when you're talking to us, you don't have to worry about you're talking to a first-year attorney or someone that doesn't have that experience or expertise. Our clients range from Google to mid-sized companies, universities, to who we love working with, startups and founders and entrepreneurs. And what we like to do is come from a place of education, and that's why we do seminars, webinars with great organizations like REaKTOR Labs, Lighthouse Labs, 757 Accelerate, and many other organizations throughout the state, and then also provide free office hours for those startups as well, so you can help get the answers that you need in a comfortable, casual setting. We work with startups at all different ranges of the spectrum, from questions of, is what I have patentable, to deeper IP strategies. And so we want to make sure that you can get the answers you need so you feel comfortable when you're talking to investors or when you're pitching or when you're doing those things. One of the things that I like to talk about is, what the seminars touch on is really the pitfalls of IP. We want you to understand what public disclosure can do. We have a lot of companies that will come to us that have already pitched, done certain things, and maybe they've released their secret sauce, and that kind of starts your time period on when you can receive a patent. So we like to work with companies to help them find what their secret sauce is, how then can you protect it, whether that be a provisional patent, a utility patent, strategies that go into that, but also when you're pitching, when you're presenting to investors, once you identify that secret sauce, then how can you not start that public disclosure? How can you work your story around that? Also, one of the other pitfalls I like to throw out there real quick, educational wise, is when you're creating your IP and doing all that, make sure one of the things you want to look at is assigning the IP to the company and not the individual inventors, because we all want to think that our startup is going to stay together and everyone's going to be together for the next 15, 20 years, but things happen and people leave. And if that IP isn't assigned to the company and someone leaves and it's assigned to them, that can start a whole big ball of wax. That's a very tough problem. So those are two kind of pitfalls I wanted to get out there today for people to think about. Also, if you go to our website, ppblaw.com, we have a startup resource page that has seminars and videos. I mentioned disclosure forms, all different types of information to help you start thinking about your IP. And so you can start formulating that and having a game plan. And Tim asked the question, when do you start thinking about IP? I always say never too early to start thinking about IP, but it can be too late. And what you want to do is when you think you had that eureka moment, when you solve that mission critical problem, really deep dive in there and see what happened to make that eureka moment. What was the thing that made that solution happen? And then start to gather around that and build that and see what's really important in there. And that's when you can start then to formulate what's important and what may need to be protected. So in closing, like I said, we're here to help demystify the IP process for startups, answer your questions, and work with you to get the answers you need so you feel comfortable when pitching, when talking to investors, and being able to answer those questions about how you're protecting your innovations.
Mike, what's your web address again?
ppblaw.com.
Awesome. And I'm also going to throw it in chat as well. That was one of the questions. What I've seen you I'm politically correct way of saying that unmess up some really peculiar situations. And the thing that I appreciate is, again, being founder friendly, that you take a look, you listen, it's not about, hey, it's going to cost this much money. We got to start right away to cost, and this is, you listened, you do and you're very fair. I really, really appreciate that.
Thank you, Tim. It's very important too for us. We want you to first off to make sure you have in a free setting to understand if what you have is even patentable. So you don't have to pay somebody to tell you what you have isn't patentable. And if you don't want to patent something, that's great and that's fine. We want to help you, show you there's other ways to protect your IP that's not just through the patent process, and give you those tips and that roadmap and those skill sets. Our main thing is we want to educate you and give you that knowledge so you feel comfortable, so you can make the decisions that are best for your business. If that is going through the utility full process to get a patent, that's great. But we'll work with you to help you understand all your options and what strategies are best for you, because we understand that startups are bootstrapped, resources are tight, and sometimes it's more important right now at this stage to put money into marketing, not into the innovation. We can help show you how to protect that innovation in the meantime. So maybe 6, 7, 8, 10 months down the road, you would like to patent it, but you haven't eroded those rights, and you can take your resources and spend them into other things that are more mission critical at the moment. IT may not be mission critical, but it may be mission critical a year from now, 2 years from now. But now at least you have someone you trust, or you have the knowledge to where you feel comfortable in setting aside that protection for later on down the road.
Yeah. And I think that the other thing too, you all really know what you're doing, and not to name drop, but you've worked with companies like Google and doing work for the biggest of the big companies. But at the same time, your bread and butter is early stage with the founder level as well.
Yes, it is. And we love it. And that's a passion of ours and our founder, Steve Du Bois. He's been a member of a startup I have as well. So we kind of understand where that journey is and what it's like. And we just really enjoy helping. It's all about giving back, rising tides. And when we all do well, everyone succeeds. And that's what's important to us.
And another question that came in, can company branding also be protected?
Yes, your branding, that would come under trademarks. So that's going to be your logo, your company name, and things of that nature. So yes, everybody thinks of the patents and everything, but also for some businesses, some companies that could be in the service sector where they're not really creating innovative technologies, but what's important to them is their brand and messaging. And the last thing you want to do is to spend all this money into marketing, advertising, and then now you get a cease and desist letter from someone who has a similar mark, a similar brand to yours, and you have to restart all over again. So a quick trademark search that you can do on the UPSTO website for free yourself. You can got entrepreneurs out there can go do that and see if there's any similar names or marks to what you already have out there. And also you can have a consultation with us, and you can run your name by us, and we can tell you if that name has the ability to be trademarked. Might choose car lot, not so much. A cool name like Xerox or something that's out there, that's non-descriptive, has a better chance. So yes, trademarks and branding are very important to protect yourselves now and down the road.
Awesome. Well, Mike, thank you as always. And for everyone that you heard from today, we will pass along contact information, how to get in touch with everybody, because this is all about relationship building and building your network across the board. So appreciate your time, Mike. You are the man. And the next man is Brian Owens from Black Brand, and they've got a big entrepreneurial event that's going on today as well. So I appreciate that he is able to break away from that and share with us a little bit about Black Brand and everything that they're going on. I love the energy that they have. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to be invited to talk to founders at their different cohorts, and man, I love what Brian has going on, and Blair. And Brian, I'm going to turn the floor over to you so that you can share with us about Black Brand.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for putting all of us together in a room. I'm going to make this really quick. For those who don't know, Black Brand is Hampton Roads Regional Black Chamber of Commerce, and Much like you don't have to be a woman to interact with the Women's Business Center, or you don't have to be in the military to interact with the Veterans Business Outreach Center, we are not an organization that is exclusively for Black entrepreneurs. The reason that we're the Hampton Roads Regional Black Chamber of Commerce is because we exist to fight the wealth gap that exists in America. We do that in a few ways. And one of the ways that I'm most excited about is the program that I have the honor and responsibility of running, B-Force Accelerator. B-Force Accelerator is a 12-week business accelerator that is designed to not just advise people to death. There is, for the founders and entrepreneurs who are in the ecosystem, some of them report being mentored to death. One of the ways that B-Force likes to separate is by providing real, hands-on technical assistance at no cost to the entrepreneur. What does that look like? That means if you're accepted into B-Force, we will provide you with an IP attorney who will take you through the trademark or the patent journey at no cost to the entrepreneur. Black Brand covers all those patent attorney fees and trademark attorney fees. That means you'll have free access to our team of business attorneys who won't just advise you on legal matters, but create contracts for you, create waivers, review any contracts that an entrepreneur might have, and create those changes. They'll have free access to our team of CPAs that will take their box full of receipts and their spreadsheet full of ideas and turn them into the clean financials they'll need to access capital, whether that's through a banker or through a private investor. So that's profit and loss documents, cash flow statements, balance sheets, 5-year financial projections, a pro forma that matches a well-researched plan. Something else that we do in B-Force Accelerator is we are evangelists of banking relationships. And we don't just tell entrepreneurs how to establish banking relationships. We actually host a speed dating event with bankers from across Hampton Roads, where these entrepreneurs will be able to sit with bankers for 7 minutes at a time and ask the questions that can lead to productive banking relationships. Can I text you after banking hours? Have you ever dealt with a company like mine, with the industry that I'm involved in? Those kind of questions. We guide these business owners to success. B-Force Accelerator is specifically for business owners that have been in business for at least 2 years and have a SEC document or a tax document to prove that. So not just brand new ideas, but we at B-Force Accelerator are laser focused on building the infrastructure of businesses so that they can access capital. There's a reason that Alfonso Evans came into B-Force with less than $5,000 of revenue, and a year later he crossed the $1 million mark. There's a reason why Tanya Longmire was able to go from part-time entrepreneur to full-time entrepreneur during the 12 weeks. There's a reason why Chastity Pritchett came into B-Force with an olive oil company, wondering if there's any room for her in the federal government contracting space, and within 6 months of graduating had $2.3 million of federal contracts with the USDA. There's a reason that Thomas Hunter's technology company was able to get 6 figures in private investment, and Fareed Lark was able to open up his 3rd restaurant location. Accountant Bree Smith was able to double her revenue and hire a team. It's because our approach is hands-on, rolling up our sleeves and getting involved with real technical assistance that can get them to the next level. And for those of us who have experience in business, we know that we're only actually getting entrepreneurs to their very next problem that needs to be solved. We are having info sessions for B-Force Accelerator every single Tuesday in the month of August. Not only do I invite you to share that link to entrepreneurs who may need this type of direct and hands-on technical assistance, but I invite you, the entrepreneurial community, to come check out our info session so you can have a deeper knowledge of what's happening over here at Black Brand. When I accepted the position of program manager in Black Brand, I was directly leaving from full-time entrepreneurship. And one of the reasons that I took this position is because I wanted to wage war against the siloing of information that occurs in the 757 entrepreneurial ecosystem. I know that's a war that Tim Ryan believes in waging, and I know that other folks on this call also believe in that. So I want to invite you to the info session, not only to come learn about B-Force, but also to share about your programs, because uplifting 757 is something that's going to take many hands. So thank you, Tim Ryan, for allowing me to share this with the folks, and I will make sure that I have the link sent over so that way it can be distributed to you guys. I am always open for a conversation. I've had one-on-ones with at least half the people on this call right now. I want to be able to really bridge these silos and create the rich ecosystem that is going to get national and international attention. So please connect with me. I'll send you my scheduling link. Let's chat about how to wage this war.
Man, that's awesome, Brian. And I'm surprised you didn't bring up Tia, the mushroom lady.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I could do B4 success stories for 2 hours straight if you let me. We've served over 300 small businesses by taking the tech accelerator model and making it industry agnostic. So nonprofits, for-profits, online, brick and mortar, if they are in business, we have something for them.
We had her on the Fervent Four show yesterday. Man, it was a ton of fun. And you got quite a few shout outs on that episode as well, so you have to give it a listen.
Zach shot me a text and told me. I'm excited to go watch it.
Yeah, she was great. It was a super fun show, fast hour. One question came in, and I can answer as well, but are there any virtual business accelerators available in the region? Is B-Force virtual or is it hybrid? How does that work?
Yeah, so B-Force Accelerator, because we believe in not only giving the information to entrepreneurs, but establishing a community, B-Force Accelerator is an in-person accelerator. Now, it is based in Norfolk, but entrepreneurs from any of the 757 can attend. We've had businesses as far away as Franklin come to attend B-Force Accelerator over the 12 weeks.
Awesome. And I think that on behalf of Collab, I think that like their first week and their last week, I think is in person, and then in between is virtual. Yeah. And I do you know of any other any other virtual accelerators in the region?
Virtual accelerators, no, but there are some virtual business development programs in the region. I believe that Monique McWhite maybe was supposed to be here. Her organization offers a completely online business development program.
Awesome. Well, Brian, I can't thank you enough. I know you got a busy day today, and a lot of us are heading your way as soon as this is over. So
Perfect.
Appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, and if anybody has some free time and wants to learn more about the ecosystem, Black Brand is located at 520 East Main Street, Suite 4, right in the heart of downtown Norfolk. Come join us where we'll be having this conversation, but IRL.
Awesome. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us either live or via the recording. But it really is, to me, it's amazing when you have all of these resources together in one place in one time, and you realize the number of people that are supporting you and want to help you win and help succeed. It's I don't know of another region that has these kind of resources. So if you're looking for answers, reach out to us. We'll ensure that we get the recording out to everyone. We'll get the contact information out, websites, all of that. Can't thank you enough for joining us today. Be on the lookout. We'll have Micro Pitch 3 coming up in September. In preparation to that, we will have Pitch Perfect, so we'll teach you how to pitch. In the meantime, we hope to see you all at the Startup World Cup on August 21st. All those details will be provided as well. But again, keep building, keep taking those risks, and thank you so much. We'll see you out there. So long, everybody.